Today I got a pretty crazy story that I know you guys will enjoy, and we're going to call the subscriber who submitted the story, we're going to call him Liam. And by the way, submit stories to my Instagram, or just go ahead and follow it, even if you're not going to submit stories. It's on screen. But anyways, right, so this all happened one day when Liam, the subscriber who submitted the story, was just hanging out with his friends. So for context, Liam was in high school. He was a junior in high school, and today was a Sunday. Basically, the idea was he was going over to do a project with his friends, and his plan was just honestly just to like stay the night, and they'll all go into school tomorrow the next day. Normally, his parents weren't big fans of like sleepovers on weeknights, but they didn't really care because the whole plan, or what they thought the whole plan was, that Liam was going over there to do some work with them, and might as well just go on the next day. The thing was, right, there was no project. Liam just wanted to hang out with the boys on Sunday as well. That's a little detail that hopefully Liam's parents will not be watching this video, because Liam has said that he has not told them yet that that was actually the case. But anyways, so for the entire Sunday, they're there, they're just chilling, playing Xbox, doing whatever they're doing. And one of Liam's friends, and we're just going to call him Ben, because that's the name I always go to, man. I don't know why. Ben comes down, and he has a plate of brownies. He's like, bro, these are the greatest brownies of all time. Dude, they are so fire. Like, I put a little secret sauce in them. Trust me, they're fantastic. And, this Ben hands them out to everyone, including Liam. And Liam was looking around. And while he didn't realize it at the moment, he now realizes in retrospect. Liam was looking around, and everyone kind of had a smirk on their face. Everyone had a little bit of a smirk, and Liam didn't know why. And he was like, all right, they're just being weird. These are the boys. It happens, right? And Liam's like, all right, well, I don't really want mine now, but I'm going to have it for breakfast tomorrow. So he gets a napkin, wraps it up, and puts in his backpack or whatever. Because he did bring his backpack over because he needed it for school the next day. And, they just kind of went about their business, played more Xbox, I don't know, did whatever else they did. And the next day rolls around, and they all wake up, and they're all groggy because they went to bed at like 4 in the morning, because high school, man, it happens. And sure enough, when Liam wakes up, he gets down, he's like, oh, shoot, I got to go out soon. He was going to go get, I don't know, cereal, have something really good for breakfast, right? But he was running late, so he gets his stuff. All of his friends were like, come on, man, you're going to miss the bus. We got to go quickly. They all go out the door, and they walk down to the bus stop, and, the bus stops there. Yeah, the school bus stops there. They get on, they sit down, and Liam sits with one of his friends. And so Liam is like, damn, like I'm kind of hungry. I wasn't able to eat anything. He's like, oh, wait, we're good. I have the brownie that I was given last night. Like, look, starting your day with sugar isn't the greatest thing ever. Like maybe a brownie, but what else was he going to eat? Like sugar cereal? I mean, it's not that much different. At least that was the justification Liam told himself. Liam, in retrospect, wished that he just wished he had no breakfast at that point, but you'll see why in a second. So anyways, right, the friend that Liam is sitting with watches as Liam takes the brownie out of his backpack, unwraps it, and like Liam actually looks over at him and says, hey, do you want any? And his friend smiles and says, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, are you sure you want to eat that? And Liam's like, yeah. And his friend's like, all right, man, like, okay, like you're going to have a fun day today. And Liam's like, in his head, he isn't getting it at this point. He isn't getting it. In his head, he's like, yeah, I'll have a fun day because I'll start the day with a great brownie. What? Like, okay, I guess. Like, that's fair enough, I guess. So anyways, right, Liam, bites into the brownie. It's a great brownie, by the way. It is fantastic. And Liam finishes it. He's like, damn, man, that was really good. You're right. I am going to have a good day. His friend is just looking at him and like laughing. And Liam's like, I guess we're all in a good mood today. Fair enough. So anyways, Liam gets off the bus and he goes to his first period of class. And he's sitting there in class, and he's got this like little bit of a feeling start to rush over him. It's not like a rush, but he just starts to feel it a little bit. He's just like, all right, this is a little strange. This is not a normal feeling. Like, I can tell that something's up. I don't totally know what's up, but I can tell something's up. And one of Liam's friends, who was with him the night before, actually walks up to him after class. Because at this point, Liam's starting to feel a little weird. And Liam is just, like, kind of looking around. He's like, okay, something's up. Maybe I ate something the last couple days that isn't sitting well with me. Because, like, I'm feeling a little weird. I don't really know how to say it. Like my focus is a little strange. I'm just feeling a little strange, right? And one of Liam's friends, when he walks up to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, is like, "Hey man, I heard you had the brownie this morning." And Liam's like, "Yeah, like it's pretty good. Like tell Ben like thanks for making them." And the friend's like, "Dude, like that's crazy that you ate it before school." At this point, Liam still doesn't understand what's going on. And Liam's like, "Bro, why is everyone saying this? It's just a brownie." And Liam's friend has like the smile on his face starts to dissolve because he realizes, oh, wait, Liam doesn't know. And Liam's looking at his friend as he's starting to feel the effects of this brownie, right? He's looking at his friend and he's just like, he's starting to realize that something's up because he sees his friend's smiles slowly start to dissolve. And Liam's like, no. And his friend's like, bro, I thought you knew. And at that point, Liam realized that this was no ordinary brownie. This was a brownie with a very special plant in it. A very special plant that makes you feel very special. And there was probably a lot in it because if you don't know, if you were to ingest this special plant in food, a lot of times you can ingest a ton of it and you'll have some pretty crazy experiences. I do not recommend at all. Disclaimer, a little disclaimer for everyone watching this. Don't do what's in this video, just entertainment purposes only. But yes, at this moment, Liam realized, oh no, dude, I just ate a special brownie and I'm going to be here for the rest of the, I can't get caught. If you made it this far into the video, comment brownie down below as that's the secret word of the day. And also, if you want to help me kind of boost the channel back into the algorithm, and I know that we can do it, just binge watch a bunch of these videos. Maybe you're going to play some video games or clean your room or write something or do art or something in the background. If you can just have my videos be playing, let me know in the comments if you're doing that. Say like, oh, I'm binge watching number 4. Like, tell me what binge watch video you're on right now. I will try hearting it and replying and saying thank you. Because the reason why we did so well a couple months ago is because you guys were watching the videos and binge watching them. And I appreciate it. I really do. Anyways, let's get back to the story. Because we got a lot more ground to cover, dude. This is crazy. Anyways, right, so Liam is starting to, like, feel a little panicky. And let me just say that if this is happening to you, the worst thing you can do is panic. Because you will panic and you will start spiraling. It's a little different for everyone, obviously, but you will start spiraling. And Liam was a little bit aware of this, so he's like, all right, I gotta calm down. He's like, as long as no one calls it, as long as I get to my classes, I get to lunch, I get to my other classes, and I just sit down, and I'm not weird, I'm going to be fine. I won't be expelled. I'll be totally okay. As long as no one calls on me to answer a question. God, please. And so anyways, Liam just gets to the next class, sits down, and starts to really feel the effects of this very special brownie, right? He's like, oh, God, dude. At this point, he can't focus in on anything. Like, the sounds around him are just going crazy. It's like... it's not a great experience. Like, especially when you're in class and you're freaking out, it's not good, right? So he's sitting there, and then he feels a tap on his shoulder. He's like, he looks up all startled or whatever, and he sees the teacher. In his head, he's like, oh my God. And then he hears the teacher say, like, Liam, the bell rang, did you not hear it? And Liam's like, oh, sorry, grabs his backpack, quickly runs out of the classroom. Doesn't sprint or anything. He's not going to do some, like, Naruto run, just dash out of there or anything. But he got his butt out of there pretty quickly is what I'm trying to say. And he gets to the lunchroom. He finds his friends. He sits down. He's like, boys. And they look at him. He's like, boys, I need help. And they're all like, bro, I thought you knew, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just kind of like, I know I didn't say it explicitly. I just implied it. Everyone else got it. I'm sorry. And Liam's like, dude, it doesn't matter. You're fine. What matters is getting me through the rest of the day. And the good thing was that Liam had one of his boys in all the classes coming up. So he had 2 more classes and he had a friend in both of them. So he's like, all right, we got to stick together. What was I saying? And then his friends are like, oh, okay, we got to take it over from here. So anyways, the plan was that Liam was going to stick close to the other two friends and that hopefully by the last period, it's going to wear down. Because at this point, Liam was not even responding that well. They're like, all right, hopefully this is the peak. And one of the friends turns to Ben and is like, bro, how much of this special ingredient did you put into these brownies? And Ben's like, dude, this is supposed to knock us out for like a day. And they're like, bro, why? And Ben's like, I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. So they got a little problem on their hands. And the rest of the story will be told from a mixed perspective of both Ben and the friends as well as Liam, because Liam got the full story a couple days later from them. So anyways, right, Ben and his friends are moving Liam to the classroom. And they're moving him there, and Liam, thankfully, is not doing anything too crazy. The good thing is that, he's very, he's not freaking out. He's not, super jittery, which could have been an outcome because of the stress of the situation. And the levels of secret sauce, Krabby Patty secret formula that was in that brownie. There was a decent chance he would have been completely freaking out, but he was actually staying pretty calm, pretty cool and collected. However, if you asked him something, he was more or less non-responsive. So they get him to the classroom, and the teacher's like, hey, Liam, hey, Ben. And Ben is like, hey, Miss Johnson, how's it going? And trying to this make up for the fact that Liam did not even acknowledge anything. And Miss Johnson's like, oh, very good. Sit down, guys. We have a lot planned for today. So Liam and Ben, they sit down, and Ben is just thinking to himself, oh, my God, please be a chill day. Maybe be a movie day. Maybe be a day where, we're just looking at the textbook. And Miss Johnson is like, all right, class, so I'm going to split you guys into groups, and we're going to have a trivia war. And Ben was like, no, dude, no. This is the worst possible outcome. This is legitimately the worst situation besides Miss Johnson walking up and being, hey, Liam, how much Krabby Patty secret formula have you been having recently? That would have been slightly worse, but this was up there. And so sure enough, Liam is like, please just let Ben to be on my team. Just let Ben to be my team. And because, he was so unlucky for the rest of the day, maybe the gods just gave him a little bit more luck. And sure enough, Ben and Liam were on the same team. And so anyways, it's a trivia battle. It's supposed to be super fun, and it's very low stakes. But anyways, Ben has been thinking to himself, Liam's not going to be responsive. And he's like, all right, maybe he's down a little bit more. Maybe he can understand. So he whispers to, Ben whispers to Liam. He's like, bro, when I tell you to say something, say it. And, Liam kind of looks at him, smiles a little bit, is like, all right. And Ben is saying to himself, there's a 30% chance this goes well. Please, God, help me. So anyways, the teacher starts going down the line, and they're doing the trivia, whatever. And it comes to Ben. Ben answers it. Ben actually knows the answers. He's pretty on top of his stuff. And eventually, she says, all right, Liam. And Liam kind of looks up. What is, and then asks a question. And quickly, Ben is like, all right, I know the answer. Turns to Liam, whispers, and says, say, and then the answer. And Liam looks up and is like, just says exactly what Ben told him to say. And the teacher's like, oh, very good. And Ben is just like, oh my God, that was close. And eventually the class ends and off to the next class. So now Ben is handing Liam over to the other friend. And we're just going to call this friend John, because I don't know, I just came up with a new name. So John gets Liam, and John's like, yo, Ben, what's the state? And Ben's like, dude, I had the closest call today. We had a trivia battle in class. I had to give him the answer. Oh my God. And thankfully, right, oh my God, my voice just collapsed. Sounded, yeah, I'm going to replay that. I just had a thing of phlegm stuck in my throat, and it somehow manipulated the voice waves to make me sound, I don't even know what I sounded like. But anyways, right, eventually it is Liam and, what do I call him? John? Yeah, John, this friend. They get to the next class. Thankfully, it's a lecture class, so it's literally just John and Liam sitting there, and they're just listening to the lecture. Obviously, Liam's not retaining too much of the information. But by the end of the class, Liam turns to John. He's like, bro, I think I'm doing a little better. What just happened for the last 2 hours? And John's like, bro, We got you through it. You don't need to worry about it. So anyways, right, and Liam's like, dude, I still got to go home to my parents. And John's like, shoot, like, do you think you can do it? And Liam's like, yeah, no, I got it. So eventually they get back in the bus to bring them back home. And Liam's sitting on the bus. He's hyping himself back up. He's sitting next to Ben, and Ben's like, bro, I can splash you with cold water. And Liam's like, I don't think that's necessary. And splashes him with cold water. And Ben's like, bro, you're going to need everything. And Liam's like, okay, I didn't ask for the splash of cold water, but I appreciate it. In fact, it actually did help him out a little bit. And he got back home. And he was actually doing pretty well. He held an entire conversation with his mom. He went straight upstairs and fell right asleep. And he slept for like 12 hours that day just to wake up the next day. And he's like, okay, back to school. And anyways, right, he didn't get in trouble. Liam survived. Moral of the story is please make sure that there's no Krabby Patty secret formula in any of your breakfast if you have it before you go to school. Yeah. All right, leave a like, watch another video. Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it.